My name is Mike B, aka Phony. Today's date is February 1st, 2023. 3:54 p.m. A little slow today, but it's fine. We're all here. Everyone's here. I know it's late for some of you guys. So let's get into it with some breaking news. I don't know if it's necessarily breaking, but it's just kind of starting to come over to this side, I guess. Thank you so much for alerting me of this one. Necro Jade, if you're here. Thank you so much. So, War Thunder. Again. You already know where I'm going with this. Again, yes. Third time this month. What do we get this time? This time it was just I guess a radar system that is still in use by like 150 planes or something in China. So what happened was they get into, it wasn't even an argument. They were just reporting a bug. And they were like, the original doesn't have, this. Here are the schematics for it, whatever. And they posted it. The new schematics just and what's funny is, and this actually translates perfectly, it says part of it's already been scanned by the website Time Machine. So you go here and you still, even though they removed it all, you still get at least, the very least we can read the actual the complaint here. It says JAP radar missing bearing control. The manual states the radar have a bearing control. While I'm in game, it does not. Number says reproduce issue. It was just trying to help. They're just trying to help. That's all. But apparently they included copies of some schematics. It says that the documents themselves are declassified, but typically it doesn't mean for public consumption. So it's not quite as bad as some of the other stuff that we'd seen been leaked. But still, it's still a thing. It still adds to the pile. Why does War Thunder attract this more than any other games? I think because like in other games where you have fantasy creatures and people or whatever, there's no like point of reference. I don't know. I bet there are probably like people like this in like war sims, any kind of like sim like game, like Arma 2, something like that. I'm sure people in there will probably talk all the time, oh, this pistol doesn't do this or this whatever. But I think those things are pretty public knowledge. Like for the most part, most firearms are like not classified information. It's not like we're using laser guns or anything. So probably not that big of a deal. But, I mean, like we had the F-16s or something, F-15E, I think, leaked last time. And now we have like a radar system. Definitely had this with Neverwinter Night, where there's a published, monster book from, there you go. Yeah. Tanks and Planes probably have some of the most classified info. Oh, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, planes, tanks is kind of like a major backbone for any military. I'm sure any ship classifications too. So it's definitely like the biggest like threat to national security, almost no matter what what nation you hail from, is pretty much loose lips, right? Loose lips sink ships. It's people playing War Thunder that are leaking all of your classified information. Arma has been used by real armies. I think they use official documents for the army versions of the game. Yeah. There's fake war footage of the UA using Arma 3. That's right. Yeah. Oh man, I feel like that happens all the time. There's always like some game where they try to pass out, like Call of Duty. Even Call of Duty had a mention at one point in time some years ago. They were using like the thermal scan like gameplay, because the thermal scan gameplay looks pretty realistic, and that was like in Black Ops 2 or something, right? Like, it was like a long time ago. So yeah, Arma is made to train real armies, so it makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense for them to stay on top of some of these things. So, but I mean, at least with all of these classified docs that War Thunder is getting their hands on, they're making the game more accurate, right? So I mean, at least there's an upside to all of this leaked classified intel. At least the game. At least we hope. We hope. I don't know. Are they? I wonder if you work for War Thunder, do you collect this information and then you're like, hey, we're not supposed to know this, but maybe we should add it just to make the game a little more realistic. And they just make a change to like something. Web archive. Oh, there's another way. Is there more? No. Okay, this is just the redacted. This is the redacted version showing the actual classified manuals. And then this is more web archive stuff. Just hilarious, man. So good. Used to work with a guy that worked at Bohemia. They worked on various different milsim. That's what I was looking for. for various countries. I think they explicitly said they won't use anything classified. Yeah, but I mean, what if it's a good change though? Just part of our balance patch. We just happen to include that information that previously was classified. We just happen to make the same decisions. Not a good change. Move on. TwitchCon. TwitchCon does not officially have dates yet. And I have until tonight to cancel my Airbnb because I took a gamble. But and they have not announced it yet, so we'll see. But TwitchCon unofficially has dates. It's gonna be allegedly in Las Vegas, October 20th through the 22nd, and this is via a screenshot that was floating around on Twitter. There's a few reliable sources that came out and they said this guy's partner, he said he took the screenshot, like it's not fake, right? But when you click on it now, the link goes to something different. It's like a CHP event, which is California Highway Patrol. So I'm sure they probably had an event there or something. But yeah, this was what was there initially. This was on a booking service that they used to book tickets. So this is where you would go to buy the tickets to go to TwitchCon. So it makes sense that they would also have, you know, an advertisement on the link showing that it's coming, right? Be ready. They're not open yet. Please return January 31st at 9 a.m., which is when I was thinking, I was like, oh shit, let me go ahead and book my Airbnb now. And I got 48 hours turning around, but man, I only got like 6 hours left in that 48 hours, so they better announce that shit quick. I'm gonna cancel it, and then it's tomorrow. But anyways, Vegas, kind of a big deal, especially given the stance that Twitch has had against gambling recently. It makes perfect sense to then turn around and host TwitchCon in the gambling capital of the world. happens to also be on the same weekend as a festival called When We Were Young. So this is a festival with some big like 90s, like late 90s, early 2000s bands, right? You got Green Day, Blink-182, Offspring, 30 Seconds to Mars, Good Charlotte, All Time Low, Saves the Day, Yellow Card, Pulling for Soup, Less Than Jake, Goldfinger, what the hell? I didn't read all these. Zebrahead, what the fuck? Lit is down there. Lit should be higher. Everybody knows that Lit song, right? My Own Worst Enemy, everyone knows, right? No, that's not even, that's Sum 41. Shit, man, I don't know Lit song. Where's Sublime at? Oh. But this is a pretty big, it's a pretty big lineup, and it's happening the same weekend if those dates are accurate. I was right. Okay. Yeah, Sum 41 was like another one-hit wonder band that came around that time. But yeah, Ticketmaster bait. Vegas is going to be New York City packed. It's going to be packed. Gonna get a bunch of Zoomers for TwitchCon, a bunch of boomers when we were young. Yeah, that's what I was wondering too. It's like Vegas, it's a gambling city. Even though predominantly TwitchCon is, younger folks. I say younger, probably like, let's say 18, because we know there's younger than 18. Let's say 18 to like probably 30, right? There's definitely not like a ton of late 30s, 40-year-olds there. But this might be a great excuse for somebody who wants to go to TwitchCon, but also go to a festival. No, you can't do both. Or maybe this is a good for parents that have kids that are Twitch streamer. I don't know. I think you're right. I think it's just gonna be it's just gonna be a mess. An absolute mess. Baby. Jabroni, thank you so much. Appreciate you. 88 months. Gotta move on. News. So
I got tons of nudes.
So while we don't technically have a date yet for TwitchCon NA, we don't actually even have a date for TwitchCon in Paris, which was announced. This is 25th July 2022. So like, if they don't even have a date yet for Paris, which is this year, then we're probably not going to see that date unless they want to announce it real quick before I cancel my Airbnb. Please! Mike spread fake news. That's a very high school years lineup. It is, isn't it? Wow, it is. I mean, even for me, it's like late me high school. I mean, like for example, for me, high school was, let's see, Green Day, a little bit of Blink-182, Yellow Card, Sum 41, Lit, Goldfinger. Let me see what else. Offspring, Good Charlotte was very end. And then there's a couple others here. Zebrahead. Let's see. Yeah, Citizen. The Ataris for sure. Bowling for Soup, Less Than Jake. All these are like small, like small-ish. There's a lot of good bands here, man. Rice and Kent's Thrice was up a little bit, probably early 2000s, but still 311 on the list. That's too old. You know most of those bands. Yeah. See. Hey, you want to go? You could go for this, or you could go for. Is it? No, it's not. It's okay. Are they too old? No. Zebrahead I Am is a fantastic song from high school days. I don't know if I can name any particular song, but I bet I probably heard that song for sure. If you take a bunch of the random letters from each band and rearrange it to spell, holy fuck, I'm old. Hey, I suppose that would work. This was here's something that was dropped to me. I appreciate it again. Also, all of you guys tagging me and DMing me news. This was more of an observation that somebody made with the OGL and the SRD, which is the systems resource document, right? Yeah, the systems resource document. Basically, as it relates to like the Wizards of the Coast with their OGL, the open game license, they backed down. They said that they were going to leave the OGL 1.0 intact, 1.0A intact, and then they're also going to be taking the systems document, which essentially details out how their game is played, right? Like kind of a loosely way of like saying this is how our game is played. Here are the rules. Here are the characters. Here whatever. And in this document. Or this entire document, then they submitted for Creative Commons, and now once they've submitted it, then everything within that document now becomes Creative Commons. And so somebody's flipping through, and I guess on page 254 of the documents, it says now it's Creative Commons. There is mention of Aboleths, Beholders, Mind Flayers, and Slotty. I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly. So these names are not product identity anymore. They are CC Creative Commons in the wild and irrevocable. Download the PDF. So and here a Sawagan, an Umber Hulk, all of these characters and things and like I guess named mechanics that you typically only have that are typically related to. The loosely guarded copyright of Wizards of the Coast, and now that name is kind of out there. It doesn't cover the mechanics that make up the character, right? I guess like you can't make like a character like a beholder is a little eyeball, right? So I guess you can't like make a beholder that functions exactly the same and looks exactly the same because. I guess that part's included, but yeah, the names themselves, then you can now, I guess, willy-nilly. It says mentions multiple times Shadowfell and the Feywild, two terms that were not product identity, but I always felt uneasy by using them. But now they're both Creative Commons too. So this is a lot of freedom for a lot of people who want to do stuff when they want to publish shit. Oh yeah, owlbears are on there too. So yeah, this is a big deal for a lot of DMs. This is a big deal for a lot of people that want to make content. Also, this feels like it's a really big oversight by WOTC. Do you think so? So okay, so that's an angle I didn't really consider. I consider that, because I feel like they kind of rushed to try to fix everything, right? We're bleeding subs, we gotta fix it, right? That they kind of overlooked this fact this would happen. But I feel like if they're gonna use this as a way to get some more goodwill back, then they would have announced it. They would have said something. It's like we also included all this stuff in there, so you could use owl bears anywhere you want, right? But I mean, it's true. Maybe now they're just like, maybe we'll get some goodwill out of it. Could be goodwill. Could be the leaks were false pretense. Yeah, it's true. They realize they pulled the trigger on a shotgun, pointing at their chest, and are struggling to get customers back. We both won. Different approach. Sponsor the big events for a cut that way. I don't know. Well, I mean, I don't know how they want to do that, but yeah, we both won. The Matrix has them. So yeah, so I mean, that's a lot. I didn't realize how many hundreds of pages are in this thing, but it's entirely reasonable to believe that they have tons of content in there they didn't necessarily want to leave out and available for everybody, but now it is. So hey, big win. We all won. We both won, right? In that, yeah. Yeah, for real, this is mine now. Could be execs were like, fix it, and some smart ass. Yeah, CC's their whole IP. Fuck. That's what I want to imagine happen, you know? I want to imagine that it's just like, just throw it together or whatever, and it's like, oh shit, I forgot to take out all the stuff that makes us who we are. We just give everything away. Yeah, looks good. Stamp approval. Some malicious compliance. Yeah. Yep. Moving on, conventions. Speaking of conventions, should have wrapped this into the first one. My bad. So.
E3 will be missing.
Per IGN reporting, Nintendo, Xbox, and Sony are not going to be part of E3. Spoilers. I know. Rip E3. I think that's kind of a wrap. We already knew in 2019, 2018 that E3 was already like hurting. Like it just wasn't really what, you know, the excitement that it was in like 2014, 2015, right during that like period. And then people started pulling out and everything. And now, you know, COVID happened, obviously kind of accelerated the timeline a little bit. And now these are the big players. Every remember the iconic E3 photo of, even I have some somewhere, of the Xbox wall that faces the PlayStation wall, and it's like a big green wall that's always facing the big blue wall, and everybody gets their picture taken in between. You know, like these were iconic mainstays, like the tourist attraction of E3 were these booths, you know? It's like one of them. Over under when E3 is going to leak all the reporters' details this year. Oh, man, I forgot about that. Wait, was that just last year? I don't even know. Exit and erase. Yeah. So, yeah, that's probably, I mean, I don't even know if there's any plans for any kind of E3 this year, but we'll more than likely get, and very similar to what we've been getting over the pandemic and everything, we'll have just online, just digital, you know, they'll do it live or something and have a whole like, you know, fiasco over that. And, you know, a lot of times with E3, they would always have their keynotes that they would do beforehand leading into it, just like GDC and all these other ones. They're just not going to have the booth set up where people could go and play. And that part kind of sucks. That's the part that kind of sucks because like convention like reporting, I feel like is so critical. Like you get, and it's so unique. You get this like first look at things well before they're ready for public consumption, and then you could share that information with people and get them hyped. And it was just such a cool thing to be there, the energy, all that stuff, and also to be trying all this new stuff, like new, and some of the stuff will never see the light of day, but you got to try it. I have a Shadow Realms skull cap that I still wear because it's California cold here every night, and it's a game that none of you have ever heard of because it only lasted like one E3 or something, and that was it. Say I for 3 hours for a demo that's nothing like release. I know, but it's unique. It's different. Internet has no games to be at E3. Well, Nintendo. No, that's not true. Nintendo. What was their presence usually like? I mean, obviously they like the big games, but they always brought in like indie folks to flesh shit out. It was hella cold this morning. I don't know why you talk about 40 something degrees is hella cold. I live in the same area. It's like, well, here it was like 40. I don't know, for some reason it's like hella cold here. Anyway, let's talk about the weather. It seems like everyone wants their Xbox Direct stuff to take off, especially the Hi-Fi Rush just dropped, but E3 is sweet for all that variety. Yeah, we played a Hi-Fi Rush for a little bit yesterday, up through the first boss. That was good, man. That was like a Saturday morning cartoon. It was so good. It's crazy. Lots of influences. Like from there's some near. I feel like there's some near automata type shenanigans that was happening. Scott Pilgrim. I feel like there's a lot of Scott Pilgrim like influence in that. It was good. That was my inside temp before I turned on the heat. Okay, that's pretty cold for inside. Yeah, it's not just different from like them like being outside. Let me see. I have a whole. Let me see. No. Let's jump into this. Let's jump into this one. So you like to share your Netflix passwords, huh? Mm-hmm. Nice try. Yeah, nice try. Both had me hooked too. I know exactly to my detriment. So Netflix cracking down. No more password sharing. Stop all that. Stop all that being poor. If you can afford to share a password, you can afford to pay for another account. They're cracking down, you guys, man. It's over. Even for me, actually. I just got a notification that somebody's using my Netflix account, and it's my mother-in-law. So now I'm going to have to tell her that your time is coming to an end. So they've unveiled their plans to prevent password sharing. It says users must log into Netflix via the primary location's Wi-Fi network once every 31 days, which sounds stupid, but that's actually, I think, what it says. I have the updated help section here too. Let me pull this up. So yeah, it says here, sharing your Netflix account. It says Netflix account is for people who live together in a single household. C, people who do not live in your household will need to use their own account to watch Netflix. This is great. Check this out. Using Netflix while traveling. If you're traveling or live between homes, we want you to be able to enjoy Netflix anywhere, anytime. You shouldn't need to verify your device to watch Netflix. If you're away from a Netflix household for an extended period of time, you may be occasionally asked to verify your device. We ask you to verify to make sure your device using the account is authorized to do so. Verify. Oh, shoot. It froze for a second. Oh, it looks like the stream froze for a minute. Netflix shut me down. We're back. Everything's fine. Internet just took a poop. We're all good. Netflix. Can't share your passwords. Every 30 days. Gotta check in. At home. At your home Wi-Fi. Your home Wi-Fi. No sharing in household when. Buy an account for every user. Yeah, exactly. It's getting to the point where I feel like Netflix is, instead of trying to innovate and do cool things and make their content better or make their service better, they're just going to nickel and dime us and try to make some money. It's probably not even that much money, because how many people are going to actually go through and start a new account versus just go back to pirating shit? So it says the company will use information such as IP addresses, device IDs, and account activity to determine whether a device signed into an account is connected to the primary location. A device may be blocked from watching Netflix if it's deemed to fall outside of the household. Account activity. So if you like to watch saucy B movies when you're out on a trip or something, you know, just to kill some time or whatever when you're traveling alone, no one else is around, it might just alert whoever's the account holder and let you know, hey, there's some suspicious activity going on in your account. Are you trying to watch New Wave Hookers 12? Mike likes to do that. I can't get signal anywhere I'm at. I'm not watching anything. I can use my imagination. There's no signal out there. This is also a way to stop regional VPN hopping. This is a blockbuster movie. New Wave Hookers, man. You remember that one? Like a 1987 special. So what about model or watch work all the time? So many IPs. It's gonna be at their discretion, and you're probably gonna get hit with like, can you authorize this? And so what'll happen is like you'll probably get hit with like some kind of notification that'll say, you know, this doesn't look like it's the device holder's thing. Same thing like whenever you get logged out of a service like every 30 days, or if it's Steam, like every day or every hour, and you have to like re-log in and they don't recognize you. You got to get a code. They're probably gonna do the same thing, and you're just gonna see that every 30 days. So really, it's probably not that much of a pain in the ass if it's you using multiple devices at home, at work, at whatever you travel. So that's probably not going to be an issue. It's going to be an issue with people, honestly, like me. You know, my mother-in-law used the service, and now it's like, well, she could use it for another 30 days, but then in March, they're going to start clamping down on this stuff. So if I'm over, here we go. So if I'm over at my daughter's house, I knew this story would get you guys. So if I'm over at my daughter's house and want to watch my Netflix account, will it reject me? Only if you use it for an extended period of time or something, I guess. but they'll probably ask you to verify anyways when you first sign in, like normal. But yeah, when you're looking at when it's probably some combination of this. So first probably log in at your daughter's place or wherever, and it's like IP address, device ID, check. Then if that account activity starts to also like veer away from what you normally do, then they might also be like, okay, this is a different person in a different house, and that's how they'll determine it. And they'll come at you and be like, hey, $7.99. See, remembers the device checkbox? Is it an inside joke at the remember this device? Yes, it seriously is. Thank you so much. It's such a joke. No more password saving. Have to log in every time. Oh, Jesus Christ. How do you know it's a primary location though? I don't know how that actually takes effect. I'm sure it's probably something to do with where you sign in and you mark it as your home Wi-Fi, because it says specifically it's connected to the Wi-Fi at the primary location. There's no word. I mean, this is very much like an actually thing, but it doesn't say Ethernet. So I don't know if this is like, what if you're connected like on a system that's all Ethernet wired in, you're not really using Wi-Fi. I don't know if that's really going to be a problem. Honestly, I only get so many, my parents can watch it. I don't even watch that much anymore. Well, it sounds like you're just going to pay for it for your parents, unfortunately. You got a text, hey bro, I'm about to log in Netflix. Can I get that code? That's what I expect to happen. That's honestly what I expect to happen. Like this is definitely petty on Netflix's part. You know, it's like, and not just Netflix, but just like capitalism. It's like, they're beholden to their shareholders to continue to grow the company even when they've run out of possible growth. And they're going to continue to push this fake growth by adding and nickel and diming, adding a little bit more to your subscription, until the service ends up killing itself. And then they'll start something new, and then all the shareholders move on to some new project, and then they'll work that to death until it's awesome. And then when they see that it's awesome, then they'll make it not awesome anymore so they can squeeze us for more money, and then that thing will die, and then the circle of life, basically. So anyways, yeah. Yeah. Time to buy a PC at home and make it the shadow PC for parents to watch Netflix on remotely. That's a pretty good idea. I'm not saying you should. Probably get more trouble than that than going old pirate route. But I could definitely see a lot of people just saying fuck it and just going back to the way we used to do things, because man, the greed. I mean, that's the problem. Don't make it hard. Don't make it hard for us to watch shows we want to watch. Make it easy. We'll pay for it. We watched Yellowbeard the other day. I wanted to show Jen Yellowbeard. She's never seen it. She hated it, by the way. Meanwhile, my mom and I are cracking the fuck up. And so Yellowbeard is like an old 1978 like comedy. And I looked it up and I was like, oh my God, I could rent it on Netflix. It costs $3.99. Perfect. Right? Fuck, I'm never going to watch it again. You know, let me just pay $3.99. I'll watch it once. And in 20 years, when I watch it again, I'll pay another $3.99. I still wouldn't pay as much as it cost me to own on DVD. That's convenience. You know, if it wasn't available, I would be like, you can rent on Netflix. You can rent on Netflix? Oh yeah, you could do the anyways. I would be bugging some folks trying to find out where I could acquire this movie. Yo, talk, give me that website. That popcorn website. Netflix killed cable subs. The cable networks killed Netflix with their own subsystems. Yep. Pretty much. Future YouTube VPN ads. Want to watch ads on your kids' accounts? Get this VPN location. Yeah, set it to your kid's house. Man. Oh man, I forgot about this. How do? Hey, Des, thank you so much. Welcome to the news.
I got tons of news.
Netflix is also in hot water elsewhere. They have an animated series, an animated short that is coming out. And it uses, here, let me translate for you. As an experimental effort to help the anime industry, which has a labor shortage, we used image generation technology for the background images of all 3-minute video cuts. So in this, all the backgrounds were generated by AI. And when they say backgrounds, I feel like they mean probably a majority of what you see. Like all of this background stuff. This is, by the way, a reminder, Netflix that is doing this. This is not like some small indie studio. This is Netflix. To not pay artists, yeah, exactly. And so, like, of course, I did not expect this. I get down here, so I know a ton of animators looking for work. If you guys are struggling to find them, are you looking very hard? So, oh man, this is a tough one. I mean, it's not tough. It's shit. It sucks, but it's what it just looks like it's really going this way, man. They'll cancel after someone watches episode 1. Yeah, is the labor shortage actually a shortage of people demanding fair wage? Probably what it is. That's probably what it is. By studios in like Thailand for pennies on the dollar. That's true. You know what? That's true. I mean, outsourcing of artistic elements for, you know, shows, for even like small YouTube productions, like that happens so often. Like it's for stupidly cheap, and they just whip out like however many things you need, sprites or art, I guess, for like, yeah, like you said, pennies on the dollar. It's so cheap. The company that I was almost working for was outsourcing graphic design stuff to I want to say it was like Brazil or something. It was like South America somewhere, and it was like they were like, yeah, whatever you want to come up with, just send it. We'll send it down there, and they'll get us back something super fast. It's hella cheap. I was like, whoa, and that was like 7 years ago. But Mike, free is cheaper than cheap. That's the problem, right? It already doesn't cost that much. There's another video or another story that I found on my photography sites, and it was kind of related to this. This music video director had made a manual animation. Like, he had a lit like work area, and he had a camera, and he was actually cutting out all these things that he had drawn, and he was doing like actual stop motion, like paper animation, and it looked sick. And it took him like years to like compile the whole thing and to make the music video for this metal band. And then he was like, well, you know, let me try AI. And he took like 4 days and he made a music video using AI. It wasn't the same music video, of course, but it was still like, it was in his style. Like I watched one video and it gave me like an idea of his general style. Then I watched other videos like, oh yeah, this is totally this guy's like look, this thing. And he whipped out another video in like 4 days. So it's like, yeah. Even if it's pennies on the dollar, if it's pennies on the dollar per hour for several days, several weeks, months, and sometimes years to get the work done, why not just, you know, throw it at a machine and then let it spit out the results for you? No one's going to look in the background. Next, sex, love, and robots. These will probably be all AI. They'll just kill humans. That would be so meta. Oh, God. Yeah. Yeah, it's Just want to make a show just using people of Fiverr a while ago. Yeah, there's been a bunch of Fiverr type projects like that. You know. So, speaking of technology that that should not be accessible by everybody, we're gonna talk a little bit about the Atrioc thing briefly. So, Atrioc is a streamer, content creator, purveyor of fake nudes. All right, so, oh my God, what a fucking situation. So, streamer is streaming. Streamer, alt tabs. Let me check mine real quick too, just check. Streamer, alt tabs, and in the alt tab, you could typically see a bunch of things, right? You can see all the stuff that's open on my computer. Well, in one of these little thumbnails was, see him gifting your alt tab. Is there really? What, is there really? No, it's not. Get out of here. Get out of here. Was there? Oh, God damn top. I was so excited for a new game. I'm looking at it, can't even see it. No wonder people catch that shit. So in one of the thumbnails from one of the tabs I had open was a deepfake site, and it was a deepfake site that was focused on mostly streamers. Now, Atrioc does have a lot of relations with a lot of streamers. He's done a lot of work in the industry. He works with some of these people. He's a business partner of Ludwig, who does Mogul Mail. So like he's not some like if I had like an alt tab and you could see like deepfakes. It's like, well, Mike doesn't know those people. Still kind of shitty thing to do, but it's not like I would literally work with these people on a regular basis. Yeah, relations. So obviously this hit big. This hit big. Everybody was talking about it. And you know, he came out with a video. In this video, featuring his wife in the background, it adds a little bit of sympathy. You get that's sprinkle a little bit of significant other in the background. So she basically gets on. I won't play the audio, but he just says that he went through doing some AI related research. Oh, funny enough.
Boom, I'm done.
Oh, that's not it. Shit.
AI is set up for an absolutely monstrous 2023.
Yeah, that's him. So he said he was doing some research on AI and whatever, and then he saw an ad. One thing led to another. Bada bing, bada boom. All of a sudden, he's paying for this service on this site. It was like an OnlyFans type site, but for people who are content creators that dabble in deepfakes. So now this is where he's saying, I saw an ad, one thing led to another, and then I'm looking at all these things. So he issues an apology here. The creator of the deepfakes themselves, actually, they use that for the thumbnail. The actual creator deletes himself from the internet and says, I feel like the total piece of shit that I am. This is the maker of non-consensual, sexually explicit AI-generated videos of popular streamers. Just so you guys understand what we're talking about here, like deepfakes is where they take the face of somebody and they put it on another body. So what people are doing, like this guy, is they're taking adult content and then they're. Hi, Declan. Sure did. How you doing, man? Welcome. Yeah. Hey, good to see you, kid. Yeah. Hey, I'm doing my new show. Give me a kiss. Go. I gotta do my show. Kiss. Mwah. All right, go. But later. So we'll talk later. Let me finish. So he deleted himself off the internet. God damn it. Listen. This is a serious discussion. It's just everything else that's going on is really fucking me up right now. So we did get some offered to give people tips instead of how to avoid getting deep faked. Wait, how? Wait, what? Is that in here too? Hold on. I didn't see any of that. How do you do that? I dropped my wallet, my card fell out. Yeah, there you go. If you want to be honest. Happens all the time. Thank you. So there are some personal accounts or recounts rather. Maya Higa, she shared her experience. I don't remember what this experience was. I recommend not Googling it, but basically there's other creators who they're like, we intentionally go out of our way to not sexualize ourselves. And now we have some random, as Sweet Anita put it, some like Cheeto encrusted porn addict solicits my body without my consent instead. Don't know whether to cry, break stuff, or laugh at this point. Yeah. So at least you weren't talking about first. Yeah. Don't worry, it's fine. He's not listening to what I'm saying at all. Let me see. Is this the method of training? Is create? Oh yeah. So this is here's the method I used was training AI to recreate a face like the video game character. It's why my videos are far worse than others, and the face looks like a CG character. People have criticized it forever for that reason. Just talk about the quality of the videos. I'm sorry. My videos were the AI's interpretation of a face changing original feature. Whatever. It's fine. Whatever. Jeez. I'm sorry they weren't better. But I can't do this anymore because I'm a piece of shit. Jesus. So this is just a really, really awkward week, man. Getting caught fapping to period is a little embarrassing when it's your coworkers and in a very public setting. And these are coworkers who have been outspoken about not trying to sexualize themselves and not approving of other people using deepfake technology in order to forcibly sexualize these people without their consent. Yeah, that's, yeah. Side 3 claims he can help people avoid it. Okay, yeah. It doesn't matter. Eventually there's enough pictures of yeah, it doesn't matter. It's too late for a lot of these folks. There's some bad takes. I was actually surprised to find this. Most of this stuff gets filtered out, I feel like. This is bad take genius right here. It says, millionaire internet streamers' reaction to AI porn of herself. You won't find more fragile people on the internet than popular personalities, especially women. Like, bro, man. Obviously, it gets completely shit on. Look at 11,100 quote retweets. Just getting dunked on, man. But yeah, I mean, there's some shitty takes out there. There's ratio L plus felt. Yeah, exactly. How fucking weird, dude. Like, obviously this is not a man problem, okay? But still, like, you could at least be somewhat sympathetic. So this is a second apology from Atrioc. We put this out last night. And it just goes in just some details. It says, the reality is I have it easy compared to the dozens of women I work with, from my actions discovered they are exploiting unconsensually. I'm sorry to all the pain I caused and ripple effect. Cutie described it to me as wildfire, and I believe that is correct. My goal now is to concrete action to fight the wildfire and do it. So he's going to be ensure full focus. I'm stepping away from content creation and off-brand. So he's basically done streaming and he's not working on his on off-brand anymore. Ethan Klein had poor coverage of it for being generous. Oh, really? Huh? Poor being generous? Okay. So yeah, this was a discussion that I've seen like pop up and everything. The whole like, they're celebrities, so they should expect this. They're which is kind of like, that's kind of like the core of a lot. It's like, well, once you get to a certain level of fame, you kind of just have to expect it. And, you know, I understand why you think that, but it's not like this is Gal Gadot, right? Gal Gadot, there's probably tons of like Rule 34 or deepfake stuff out there for her, probably. But she's not like somebody that you can just go and talk to, you know? She's not as accessible. If you tweet at her, you know for a fact that she's not reading it. You know, like, these are not accessible people. Streamers are accessible people. You know, like, we're here interacting, we're talking and everything. And so if somebody pops into her chat and says, hey, I saw them deepfake news or whatever it is of you on such and such a site, like, that fucks up their whole day. That never happens to celebrities. Like, basically never happens to celebrities. So, like, traditional celebrities. And so of course, I mean, besides all the base level stuff that, you know, it's like we should respect them and their privacy, I guess, you know, like, I don't know how to word it because it's their face, you know, we should respect the usage of their body against their consent. I feel like that sounds pretty direct and you shouldn't do. But that's like a baseline. And on top of that is like, people are like, well, they're a celebrity. It's like, well, they're also kind of not, you know, they're not completely out of reach. So yeah, this is, man, this is a fucking mess, an absolute mess for everybody. Like, they're like you said, there are people that didn't even know. They didn't know that they had deep fakes out there of themselves, you know? Basically defamation. I mean, I don't know how you qualify it. Right now, there's no good law to protect anybody from it, but I'm sure there's probably going to be something that comes up in the future because we already have like the like revenge laws, revenge porn laws. Remember there was like revengeporn.com or something. There was like some service where you could send in, and they were asking for people to send in like sex tapes and they would just release them, you know? They would just release them like no big deal. And a lot of those tapes still existed on what's it called, on Pornhub for the longest time until they did the big purge, and then they got rid of all that. Using like it's about their consent. Yeah, Texas, California, and something else. Yeah, rare Texas W. Just when you thought parenting couldn't get harder. Jeez. Yeah. So I could see this leading into like some kind of law. Maybe they bundle it in with something else, like, oh, this is a form of harassment, or this is a form of sexual harassment, which I feel like that's pretty spot on. Like, we don't necessarily need to create new laws just for this one thing if another law adequately covers it. And I feel like in that case, maybe sexual harassment could at the very least minimum be applied. So people were looking for Ludwig's response to this. I watched it this morning. He had he had a good take. I mean, Ludwig is business partner and good friends with Atrioc. Also is with QT Cinderella, who was part of this, I guess, part of this group of women that were on the site. So awkward situation for everybody involved. So yeah, he basically just said that it's wrong, all that stuff, and his main concern right now is just to be there for QT and not necessarily be there for the internet through situations like this. Yeah, it's QT's Ludwig's girlfriend. Yep. So like I said, it was like, that's just like, I mean, he was pretty straightforward with his comments. I thought the mogul mail he put out on it, where he was discussing it, it's not even really a mogul mail, he's just talking about it. I thought it was good. I mean, it was the best take you could have for somebody being in this position, being so close to the perpetrator, I guess. Jesus Christ. So that's a wrap with that. We'll probably won't see him around for a little bit. He'll take some time off. I don't know what happens during this time off, or people come back and they're born again. I don't know. You have other sad news? No, what? You have more? Is there more? There's no more? Jeez. Don't hit me with something. Or you can't. No sads. All right, cool. Today was the last day filmed for the last Whose Line Is It Anyways? Oh, really? Oh, well, you know what? I feel like we have enough content. I feel like we're okay. Is Drew Carey still hosting that? Ryan Stiles? All those guys still there? I bet. Hell no. Oh, shit. Girl. Oh, what's her face? That's right. Yeah. Alicia Taylor. I can't remember her name. Fuck. She was in games industry too. So that's right. He's on Price is Right. Man, I don't know. I don't watch these game shows. Shit, I don't watch these things. Aisha Tyler, thank you. That dude's cruising for the rest of his life. Oh yeah, man, you're on Price is Right. You're there till you're dead. Speaking of things that are dead, I just want to make sure I have the right article up because that could be really awkward. Apex Legends Mobile. Battlefield Mobile. Before it's even out. Rip Mobile. They canceled it for years, they bring it back. Wonder who'll be the next host. Yeah. It'll be just like Tom Brady. All Apex is dead anyways. This was a bit eye-opening for me because I always just assumed that Apex Legends just continues to exist with an adequate amount of people playing the game, and that's it, right? And apparently that's not the case for their mobile section. So it says here, the quote says, the company said Apex Legends Mobile has started to fall short of its, quote, bar of quality and cadence due to a myriad of factors, and it's concerned Battlefield Mobile would run into the same challenges. So they're basically just cutting development on this stuff for mobile stuff. I read comment from somebody else where they said that they expected this news because for the past several months, the updates have been like few and far between, and they've been real quiet too. And so they were thinking that, oh, maybe there's probably something big coming up or whatever. Why make some of the money when you can make all the money? Yeah, EA canceling atrocious mobile games. The fuck is this Twilight Zone? Was it atrocious? PUBG Online, so it gets crazy amount of people playing it. Is it a device fragmentation issue? I don't know what the actual issue is, but I have a feeling it was pretty surprise for a lot of folks. One of their main arm for handling their mobile section stuff is Lightspeed Studios, which is a studio that they acquired. I don't want to say the date because I can't remember the date, but they just released, like seriously, 24 hours ago, they released this video. Basically just championing some of the stuff that they've done in this past year. And, in it, they talk PUBG Mobile. They also talk about Apex Legends in here too. Like it's just a lot. It's like a lot of stuff. This was released yesterday. and they're trashing development on this stuff. So in the millions, 111 countries and regions. Yesterday, they were talking about this. And they shut them down. The folks I know that play Apex itself pretty much say it's just a cash grab and it's hard falling off now. Did they design the monetization strat? I don't know, but But yeah, I mean, they have a number of other projects, so I'm sure there's probably going to be some like mobility with personnel around there. Apex Legends Mobile, look at that, best game and Player's Choice 2022. Wow, that's crazy. Users Game Choice, Google Play Best 2022. That's it. That's always the last season, I guess. So, also in this mix, it's reported that there was another game that Respawn was working on. So yesterday, EA and Respawn quietly canceled a single-player game in the Apex/Titanfall universe, according to 3 people familiar. EA will try to find new positions for the 50 people who are on the team, but lay off those who can't. So, obviously people are speculating like this could be Titanfall 3, and we're not going to get it, or I don't know what, but so yeah, EA dropping a bunch of folks. EA Titanfall 3 wouldn't have 50 people. Well, I don't know what in development stage they're at with that. Yeah, you're right. They would have more for sure, but we're going to be releasing a bunch of games in the Titanfall universe, like I said, but that were supposed to be like this is a single player, but like smaller side story stuff. EA, put your shit on Steam. Oh, that's going to happen. That's going to happen. Make a few more bucks. They probably will. They should. They probably won't. I don't know. Oh yeah, Dead Space. True. There's some they're like FIFA. FIFA is EA Sports. That's on. I want to say probably every EA Sports anything is on there, right? Hi, SUNDAE. Oh, what's up? Hey, come over. You can lay down. Okay, be weird. Okay, she's gonna sit over there. Moving on. Wee. We have some more bad news. Delays. We have a lot of delays. Jedi Survivor getting pushed back. New date, April 28th. They want to make it the best game they can. Is EA again making some moves? I mean, these are big announcements. Like across the board, EA is making a ton of changes. So, yeah, it's pretty big. This one's actually Amnesia. If you want to step away from the EA stuff, Amnesia. They're also pushing back their new game, Amnesia: The Bunker, until May 16th. They said that it's basically due to illnesses, just too many illnesses in a small dev team, and they have to push it back. So. Also understandable. Layoffs happening. Is that the layoff section? This one's at Gawker again. In an email to employees, Bustle Digital Group CEO Brian Goldberg announces the company is laying off 8% of its staff and suspending operations at Gawker. I mean, every time I check in with Gawker, I think I just feel like it's already dead. Every time I think about it, it's like, oh yeah, Gawker, it's done, right? Didn't the Hulk Hogan took care of it, right? But DDT suplexes them into fucking oblivion. But no, apparently this is the people who work there. And 8% of their staff are going to get laid off for whatever reason. Hulk did a leg drop. Come on. Oh, my bad. I mean, what's the site even look like? Is there even a site? I thought they were done. What is this? Surprising no one. Sergio Santos is a Disney adult. Okay. A fancy cookie. Okay. Robert Zemeckis, important stories. Oh, man. I mean, they still have a site, I guess. I don't know. I haven't been paying attention to anything Gawker related. The logo doesn't fit. I think that's by design. I think this is like the new hotness design. You gotta make your fucking font. Look how big it is. I'm not against it. I'm not against it. Kotaku's still a thing, so Gawker, yeah, but Kotaku I don't think it's not gonna be impacted by this. I don't know, 8% of the staff, and it's a warning, right? Say that 8% of the staff is gonna be laid off. And it's been an operation at Gawker. But yeah, nothing necessarily mentioning Kotaku. So as I see, it didn't load fully. Are you sure? Wait, are you sure that's not just what it looks like? Oh dang it! And I'm stuck in a loop. Oh no! It opened up everything. Anyways. All right, Gawker's shutting down again. Late day, how you can play Hi-Fi Rush? I'm not gonna play Hi-Fi Rush, man. Why would I do that? I might as well turn off a stream. Shit. All right, last news up. Oh, you know what? I guess we're kind of towards the end here. Night's try. Jeez. Christ. It's already 4:54, man. It's crazy. All right. Last up, this is kind of check-in for the nerds, comic book nerds. James Gunn put out a video talking about what his plans are for the DC extended universe to try to pull everything together and make it all make sense. They're going to start off with their jump off point of the new Flash movie that I guess is okay now. Ezra Miller has had a number of situations that they found themselves in over the past year or so. Ezra Miller being the star of The Flash. So, I guess they just don't want to trash that movie. It's already done. Can't we just say crazy? I know. Yeah, Ezra Miller definitely comes off as a little unstable, just a little crazy. Just given the reports of things that we've heard, man. But they don't want to trash that movie. It's worth it to them. Time for reshoot. They're not reshooting anything. They're gonna roll with it. It's gonna kick off the new. We got Superman Legacy film. Not gonna have Henry Cavill. That part's done. Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, he's talking about that. Kind of a different take on Supergirl. Swamp Thing, I guess, is going to be coming. Waller, Paradise Lost, like Lanterns. I mean, he's basically went over some of these, like the take he's going to take, the direction he was going to take with some of them. The TV shows, the goal was to have everybody who plays the live action character also do the voices. So that way there's no discrepancy between the two. So like when we were watching What If, for like Marvel's What If on Disney Plus, you know, some of the voice actors are different than their actual actors. So they want to try to eliminate some of that, just give some kind of unification across the board. So yeah, he's got big plans, and you know, I like Marvel, but I'm more than happy to try something new. I've been waiting for Marvel to do something with the X-Men for so fucking long. I'm tired of waiting. I've been suffering through all of this Marvel stuff just so I could get a taste of X-Men action. And what do we get? A fucking bait and switch in WandaVision and other shit. So that's what I'm looking at right now. Commit already. Shit or get off the pot, as my dad used to say. Like DC is going to be able to hold on to actors for more than 2 movies. Maybe it's different now with James Gunn involved. I don't know. Maybe we should get AI to make you some Marvel fight movies. That's what I'll do. Professor Xavier versus Magneto versus. Is it still owned by Marvel? Fox or Sony have it, right? No, it's like some kind of joint thing. Like all the X-Men movies are on Disney Plus, so they have some kind of rights to it. And they are actually, I don't want to make any spoilers or whatever, but I don't remember what movie it is, and you don't have to spoil it either, but I know that they are kind of hinting that they're going to be seeing some mutant action in the Marvel universe. I just don't know if it's something that's going to happen like anytime soon. So that's it for the news. Thank you so much, chat, for being here. I'm sorry that I was late. I had to do dad stuff. Sometimes the dad stuff, you know what I'm saying? Some of the dad stuff just kind of catches up to you. And there's been a string of news articles of actors declining to work on movies after talking to Gunn, so I don't see him helping there. Oh, jeez. Well, we'll see. GG's all the way around. Chat, hang out for a second. Thank you so much for watching.